So this lesson is going to look at frequency tables and bar charts. Every year I give my statistics class a survey, and this serves two purposes. I get to know the demographics of my class a little better, for example, classification and major, and two, it gives me some relevant data for us to analyze. Let's look at possibly one of the simplest tables you've ever seen. So this is called a frequency table. It is relatively easy to read. There are 54 males and 20 females from a class of 74 students. Notice that the output also contains a column for relative frequencies, which can be found by dividing the counts by the total. So that is, 54 divided by 74 is about 0.73, and 20 divided by 74 is about 0.27. Also, for this first example, I included a column for percents. Normally, we include either the relative frequency as a proportion or a column for the percents. Let's look at a bar graph for this X variable. The frequency graph is on the left, while the relative frequency is on the right. Notice the only difference is in the vertical scale. Let's look at another variable, student classification. As usual, it is often easier to detect patterns if we create a visual display of the data, particularly when we have several categories. Here we have three bar graphs. The first graph is a frequency bar graph. The second is a relative frequency bar graph, and the third is just a percent bar graph. Again, the vertical scale is the only difference. When providing descriptive statistics, it's often useful to provide both a frequency table and a graph. We get a good feel for the data from the graph, and if we need to know the exact counts, we can just look at the frequency table.